I'm Joe, that's Rory, that's James, and we're from Sounds from the Basement, and this is our weekly review. The first song we listened to was Atlas by Coldplay. Now, Coldplay are an incredibly talented band, and they do, on occasion, put out some really great songs that are pretty amazing, but they also have a tendency to be incredibly boring, and unfortunately, I think Atlas is one of the boring songs. It was a soundtrack song for the sequel to the Hunger Games film, and that can excuse some of the boringness, as you wouldn't want a song to be playing over the video that's overly distracting, but still, I feel it is even then a little too boring.
I'll agree with you on the fact that it's certainly not as upbeat as some of the older stuff. But I'd say it's a bit of a kind of return to like when they did A Rush of Blood to the Head. I think this is certainly better than anything that was on their last album. But still, I don't think you can really beat A Rush of Blood to the Head. It just is a great album. And this is average, I'd say.
I would agree this is certainly a very great return to the early days of Coldplay where they were putting out their best music.
So the second song we listened to was Reflektor by Arcade Fire. Now I think this is a really good song. It's Arcade Fire experimenting with kind of disco genre, and it's like Arcade Fire experimenting with the disco genre, and I think it's great. It's got a great driving beat underneath it, and it's a very long song, which is nice to see Arcade Fire doing what they do best, which is kind of changing things up a bit and doing things their way. So this is like their take on disco music, and I think it's great, really great.
I really like Arcade Fire. I think their first two albums, they're very different. They're quite similar to each other, but they're different to everything else on the market, I think. Nice, until now it's been really nice acoustic rock, but here it's really different. They've changed it up completely, I think. It's a really 7.5 minute long disco funk song. The singing, still typical Arcade Fire, with very sort of a lot of reverb, those sort of effects on it. It's still the same singing style as well, but it's just wonderful how the old meets the new in this song, I think.
I'd say it's a good song, but for a disco type song like what they've done, I feel the guitars maybe should be a bit less overdriven. I mean, that's my personal opinion. They have theirs, and that's just kind of personal taste, but in my opinion, I'd like everything to be a little kind of cleaner and tighter.
The next song that we are going to review is Step by Vampire Weekend. This is off their new album, Modern Vampires of the City, and it is an excellent album. It's sort of half really upbeat Vampire Weekend type stuff and half more sort of slow melodic stuff, and this is one of those more sort of slow melodic songs. But it's not really one of my favourites because I kind of prefer the more upbeat songs, but that's just me.
Yeah, I really enjoy Vampire Weekend when they kind of do this more melodic thing, and I think it's just a great song. It's downbeat, but it's nicely paced. I think it's got nice melody, great vocals, and good choice of instruments to use, I think.
This song really shocked me when I first heard it, because I hadn't really explored Vampire Weekend outside of their mainstream single releases, so all I'd heard was all their upbeat stuff. It does sound very different to most of their other stuff, but I quite like it. It's got nice melody, nice vocals. It's kind of it would work well as background music, but it's a very nice song to listen to. The next song we listened to was The Wire by HAIM. Now, I really love this song. It's got great guitar opening, and then got great vocals from the lead singer, and HAIM are a band that I've also really been getting into the past month. They've got really great kind of chilled out but still upbeat songs, and they're just a really fun band, and I really like this.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think HAIM are a really great new band that's been starting recently. All their singles are really fun. I'd say that's a great word to describe them. They're always really fun to listen to, and it seems like the girls in HAIM are having a great time when they're singing and recording. So I think this kind of feeling echoes in their music, and I think their whole vibe is just brilliant, and They make really good songs, great catchy melodies, and it's just great.
HAIM seem like a very classy band. They have a band very similar to Vampire Weekend. The sound is very slow, very calm, very melodic, but yet they're still very bouncy and upbeat to listen to. I think they're one of the bands to watch for the future. But this individual song, The Wire, I really like. It's basically it's very typical HAIM.
Okay, so the final song we listened to was Giving It All by Bondax. Now this is quite an interesting kind of electro lounge song. The vocals sound similar to Adele in their kind of sound, and I quite like it. It's not anything that particularly stands out to me, but it's a pretty chilled song, and it's just quite nice.
It is a very pleasant song to listen to, and like most sort of lounge music, it doesn't build that much, but it is designed to be background music, so that's very forgivable.
I actually really like this, simply for the reason that you don't normally hear this sort of thing on the radio, because this would be grouped into the wide genre of dance music, and all dance music that you normally hear on the radio is really fast, upbeat club tunes, and this is finally kind of a slow song that is just, I enjoyed it as well as just as a song, but it's just something different to listen to, which is pretty good. Okay, so that's all for this week from Sounds from the Basement.
Again, we'll put the links in the description so you can check out the songs for yourselves.
Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. While you're checking out the links in the description below, remember to like us and subscribe to the channel.
Thanks for watching.